Have you ever noticed how some people seem to have a different personality depending on who they're around? With one group, they're funny. With another, they're quiet. With someone else, they're incredibly agreeable. It's easy to assume they're being fake. But often, something stranger is happening. Many people don't have a personality built around who they are. They have a personality built around what keeps other people comfortable. And after enough years, they stop noticing the difference. The most dangerous prison isn't one built from walls, it's one built from approval. Because when approval becomes a survival strategy, people slowly learn to trade authenticity for acceptance. Not all at once, a little at a time. A child notices that being easy to manage earns praise. A teenager learns that disagreeing creates tension. An employee discovers that saying yes is rewarded more than speaking honestly. Over time, a pattern forms. Certain parts of themselves receive approval, other parts receive silence, criticism, or rejection. So they begin editing themselves, not consciously, almost automatically. Eventually, they become experts at reading rooms. They know exactly what version of themselves should appear in front of different people, what opinions are safe, what emotions are acceptable, what desires should stay hidden. From the outside, this looks like social intelligence, and sometimes it is. But there is a line between adapting to people and disappearing into them. Most people never notice when they cross it, because people-pleasing is one of the few behaviors society often rewards. A person who constantly sacrifices their own needs is called kind. A person who never causes discomfort is called mature. A person who agrees with everyone is called easy to work with. The applause makes the problem invisible. Imagine someone asking where they want to eat. They genuinely don't know, not because they have no preference, because they've spent years training themselves to care about everyone else's preference first, or someone who says they're fine whenever they're upset. Not because they're hiding their emotions, because expressing them feels wrong, because somewhere along the way they learned that being loved required being low maintenance. The strange thing is that many people-pleasers don't feel controlled by others. They feel controlled by the possibility of disappointing others, and those are very different things. Nobody has to demand anything from them. The pressure comes from inside. A silent voice constantly asking, what will they think? Will they still like me? Will I become a problem? At some point, life starts feeling exhausting, not because they're doing too much, because they're performing too much. Every interaction becomes a calculation. Every decision passes through the filter of other people's reactions. And maintaining a character is always more exhausting than being a person. The deeper truth is that people-pleasing is rarely about kindness. At its core, it's often fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, fear of losing connection. Real kindness is freely given. People-pleasing is often negotiated. One says, I want to help you. The other quietly says, I need you to approve of me. The difference is subtle, but it changes everything. Because a life built around approval creates a strange identity crisis. You become skilled at being whoever people need, but eventually a question appears that feels impossible to answer. Who are you when nobody needs anything from you? For some people, that question creates discomfort. For others, it creates silence. Because they've spent so long becoming acceptable that they've never had time to become themselves. And maybe that's the hidden cost of building a personality around pleasing others. You can become loved by everyone around you while remaining a stranger to yourself. And there is something deeply tragic about reaching a point where everyone knows the version of you that made them comfortable, except you.